this array, sorry, this loop. Under it, when for is activated, then you will have the conditional statement. If A is modulus 2, if A modulus 2 is greater than 0 and A modulus 3 is greater than 0, then it will append A inside the empty set num.
Okay, empty
So
list. Mm-hmm.
empty list, sorry, empty list num. So what that means is that when you divide A by 2 and the remainder is greater than 0, or when you divide A by 3 and the remainder is greater than 0, then that means that the number uh, cannot be divided. Sorry, the number can only be divided by itself and 1. Then my attention was later called to the fact that 2 and 3 are also prime numbers, since I'm using them as the divisor for A in that loop. So I created another conditional statement that if A is equals to 2, that is without comparison operator, or A is 3, then it should append it into that list. Then I returned num. So after that, I printed and then called up prime numbers. So I called up that function, and the name of the list, in this case, is numbers. So that means if I want a user inputted data, then that means I will go back. Instead of having numbers, it will just have user inputted list of maybe a set of numbers, and then they will be checked up, and then the prime numbers there will be printed out.
EJ, do you understand what he has explained?
Yeah, but you should run it first. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, run it, run it. Let's see.
Okay,
You can comment the second one out before you run it.
okay. Oh, sorry. So you can see the list 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. None of them is divisible by any other number apart from 1 and itself.
All right.
So that's
Can you add
Add 24, add
add
to the range.
add 28, add 14, because I noticed you check for that too. Then add 19, 24, 28, 28, 14.
40 is there already.
Is there already? Then check.
14 is there.
40 is there
Run
already.
it. Let's see.
29, be 29.
They are not included because they are not prime numbers.
All right.
So if I had 20,
Put 21.
Put
21,
21 because of that 3.
21 will work. Put 32 first. Let me see. I want to see because of what I'm trying to do is that you are saying A equals to 3. Put
Yes,
32.
yes.
33,
Put 21,
32.
32.
32.
31, 32.
40.
Which other one?
40. Okay, no,
40.
yeah. 30, no, 32. Yeah, 32 is okay.
I'm having an error. Was not closed. This is closed.
Look
Okay,
at your
sorry.
answers in there.
I wrote 2 commas. So 31 is included, but
So
21,
I
24, 28 were not included.
okay, what I want to ask you, that if statement on line 8,
Hmm.
why do we
Yes.
use A is equals to 2 or A is equals to 3? I want to understand that, please.
That place.
Well, the reason
And
is because my attention was called to the fact that the divisor I used in line 6, that is 2 and 3, the two numbers themselves are also prime numbers. So that's why I put that conditional statement for them to be
oh
exempted
yeah,
from
good. Oh
those.
yeah, please extend line 6 first. I'm very interested. Like that line 6. Why do we focus on the 2 and 3? That 2 and 3, I want to know.
So that line 6, I just thought within myself that, okay, a prime number is a number that is only divisible by, that can only be
It's
divided by 1 and itself.
Okay.
So
yes.
I try to look at other numbers. They can be divided by some other numbers, and these two numbers, 2 and 3, they are the basic two numbers that can divide any other number that is not a prime number. So that is why I came up with that conditional statement that if a a number that is given modulus 2 is greater than 0, that is, there's a remainder that is greater than 0, then that means that number is a prime number. 7,
249
if you
first.
divide 7 by 2, sir,
Add 49, let me see first.
This man.
Because
49.
3 can, yeah. I just want to. I'm trying to see why I use the 2 and 3.
No,
Change the 40 to
that
49.
2 and 3 is crazy
9,
number. 2 and 2 and 3.
49, 49,
Uh,
49 is a prime number.
but it's not divided by 3. Run it first.
49 is the prime number.
Oh, it's a prime number. No,
Yes.
49 can be divided by 7. That's why I say add it. 49 divided by 7. So that's the reason. You know when you're writing
Times
code, you have to
7 is
check.
49.
That's 7, oh. Abi?
Huh?
7 times
Yes,
7 is
now.
49.
Mm.
Yes. I don't catch you.
So what you're not telling us that you will not check for that one again in line 8.
you
You will not say A or
when
A
you're writing code,
is equals to 49.
you have to check all the conditions. There are no conditions. So that your code can work for any condition.
Exactly. Exactly. What I did is very narrow.
Can we see
So
The
using
range
this
can
method.
we see EJ, can we see your own solution?
Okay, my own I copied from internet so this evening, but let me just display it. So I didn't have time to study it, but okay. I think the beauty of it is we understand what we are doing very so
That's
like
why
my own.
that's why
So,
that's
yeah,
why I say they should explain that their assignment. All right.
so the real assignment I really took my time to work is the one of last week Friday. This one is today. I wanted to leave work. I just run it from internet. So this one will define its prime. Its prime is a inbuilt function. So with a parameter and number, which is num. So the condition they use here now
His
is
prime,
if
his
no.
prime is defined though. Is you that define it there. Oh. You
Okay,
define that function
okay.
there
It's
is
prime.
prime.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. It's prime. It's defined. So if number is less than or equals to 1,
Return
we return
false.
false.
Yep.
Then, then we have a for loop for I in
In
range,
range, so you are checking.
which is yeah. So 2 and 2. That's a 2 argument there now. 2 then int number times 0.5, which is incremental now, plus 1. Then if number modulus I is equals to 0, which is then return false, or then at the end they return true. Then later again, they define print primes with 2 parameters, start and end. For number in range, start end plus 1, which is incremental b n plus 1. If is prime, we put the parameter, then print number. We have run the functions. So the usage, we define we collect start and end range of the user. Then we print the value of start. We print primes, start, which is within the range, start and end. The prime number between start and the end, because you have already defined a range of start to end. So if we run it, so if I put say 1 to say 15, to give me the range of all the prime number within that range. So let's say around 50 to what I to bring out the 49 out, we say
1 to 50. I'll check.
1 to 50, yeah, 1 to 50. So you can see 49 is not there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
So please, you this solution is already on the platform, right?
Yes.
I didn't put, yeah.
So let's take note of it.
But I want you to explain it for us, because I told you I lift this one from internet this evening.
All right.
I would have said you should break it well for us.
Okay. Let me get a better, or let me explain what you have here for you. Let me just explain what you have here. You have this one now. You in line 1, you define is prime. You are trying to check if the number is a prime number. That's the meaning of the norm you pass as a parameter inside that particular function. Then you now said if the norm is less than or equal to 1. Now prime numbers are what? Prime numbers are numbers that are what? Please, somebody should define that prime number for me.
Divide by itself,
It's
divide by
something
itself or 1.
divided
Divide by itself
and
on 1. So meaning that
Yeah.
it should return a false, because 1 is divisible by any number. Okay?
Yes.
So that's the return of false. Now you see that first statement that you have there. The first statement is under the if statement. Please, we have to take note of indentation. It's very key when you are dealing with Python. The first statement is not inside the if statement, but it's outside it, under the what? The if statement. So for I in range, remember we talk about the range method initially. I will say the range method accepts 3 parameters. I said the first one is the start, the next one is the end, and the next one is the what? Step. Do you remember?
Step.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are not, since you have checked for 1, the next number is what? It's not 2. So that's why you are starting from 2. Then the int norm, okay, in bracket norm, that is a raised to power. Norm raised to power was 0.5. Yes.
Which is square root.
Yes, which is
square root.
Yes, which is going to be square root. No, which is going to be square root, because that is 1/2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In brackets. So wherever the square root is going to give us, add 1 to it. Do you get it? So that's what that thing is doing. You are adding 1 to wherever square root that you are going to have.
Square.
Yes. Whatever value that norm, because we don't know what norm represents now until you I think until we enter it from this program, until we enter it, yes, as an argument, because it's an argument inside is prime there, that norm. So you now check it. If norm modulus high, high now is a loop. High is a loop. It's going to loop from one step to the other. If I modulus high is equal to 0, return false. Okay, that means it's even number, so it's not a prime number. That's why it's returning what? False. Else return what? True. So that means if you have a remainder, because a prime number must definitely give you a remainder. So if you have a remainder, it should return what? True.
Yeah, please, don't be annoyed. That int norm raised to power 0.5 plus 1. So if I have let's say 4,
okay,
square root of 4, it doesn't mean that square root of 9 is 3 plus 1 4.
Plus 1 4. Then the next line will not check it. All right. The next line we check, I is the one that is looping across it. So that will now be num divided by what? By I. I don't know if it's clear. Num divided by
Okay.
what? By I. I now represents a number. Okay. If that number, that means that 4 will not be a prime number now. If that number is giving a return of 0, it is not a prime number. That's why you have return false. So else it should return what? True. So they didn't use else, they just passing the return statement under the first statement. So what I would suggest for that your previous example, that one that you did, that you were trying to correct for the invalid number, instead of that that else, use return. Okay. Instead
Okay.
of that else,
Are
use
you return
yes, just return return false or
invalid?
return anything, return invalid. So the next thing now, they now check for another def for prime number. Two parameter was passed inside there, start and what's the end. For num in range, start, then the end plus 1. If it's prime, if it's prime now, is now what? Is now
False. False. Okay, if it's prime is true.
If it's prime, it's now going to be true. Print out your what? Your num. I'm trying to see if is that is underscore? Is that underscore in that is on line 11?
Yes,
Oh. Is that
yeah, that is the function I declared at
yes,
line
that
1.
function you declare in line 1. That's what you are calling there. Okay, so print your num. So that's what the program is all about. That's what the program is all about.
Okay.
So the essence of this is so that you not go and leave something from internet and begin to you don't understand it, then you begin to say you understand what is it. So I hope the time is not wasted. All right, let's go back to our class. Our class today, we want to start with lambda what? Function. Let me share my screen. So please, can you see my screen now? Can we see my screen? Hello, can we see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's look at lambda function, still under control flow. So this is very short. It's going to be a very short function. Lambda what function? This is a very short function. So now, like I said before, I said in the beginning of the class, I said there are two types of a function. Is it two or a bit three now? Because we have a method which is a built-in function. We have built-in function. We have the user-defined function. We have the anonymous word function. The anonymous function is a lambda word. The lambda word function. All right. These are the name anonymous means that it doesn't have a name. Remember, this one that you have been declaring, that will declare as an example above, we said def is even number. That's the name of that function. But for a lambda function, you don't need to pass in but a name. And this is the syntax of a lambda function. Please take it down. This is lambda function. Your lambda reserved word. All right. So the next thing it takes is the argument. It takes the argument, all right, and your column. Then it takes the words, the expression. All right. It takes the argument, your column. It takes the expression. Then a semicolon. All right. I hope you can see my semicolon. There's a semicolon there. The lambda,
Yes.
which is your reserved word, your arguments, then your expression. Now, what is an argument? Arguments are variables, right?
Yes.
Arguments are variables. X, A, B, C, D, they are arguments. All right. An expression is something that has to do with calculation, like an operation. Okay. If I say A plus B, that is an expression, and that is an operation, Abi, in mathematics.
Yes.
So what the lambda
Right.
is telling us now is that it said you declare your variable, then column, you give your words, your expression that you want to carry out. So let's see an example. Let's see an example. Let's say, for example, I'm writing a program to add to number using the lambda word function. Okay, I can just say, okay, add one line of code. I'll just do my work. I will call my lambda function. I'll call my lambda function. All right. Now the next thing I said, it requires what from the syntax that we have above, the argument, right? I am adding two
Arguments.
number,
Yes.
right? I am adding two number. So I can say my first argument is x, the next argument is what? Is y. Isn't it? The next thing I want to get after my column is what? The expression. What's the expression?
Expression.
Addition, right? The expression is what is
Yes,
addition.
sir.
That would be x plus what? X plus y. Alright? That will be x plus what? Plus y. Then you press your what? Your enter. If you pass it your semicolon fine. If you don't pass it, that one is what is optional for you to make use of. So now, I can now print this particular statement and say print. What am I printing? I'm printing what? Hard. Alright? I'm printing what? Hard. Now, since this function you notice now is having an argument which is a variable that is unknown, we must fill something into that variable. So if I say 10 comma what 30, all right, I press what enter. Let me comment this one out. So you can see that I'm getting what 40 within one line of code. I've made my words my calculation. Now the question that somebody will ask me, is it that the lambda function is only meant to add to number? Okay, what if I want to use a lambda function to display good morning EG, or good morning Tosin? All right, or what I want to use it to display something like a string. What do I do? Remember, the syntax remain the lambda expression, argument, then followed by your expression. So let's say what I want to do now is greet. All right, equals to, that's the name, that's the variable I'm going to declare. I'll call my words my lambda function. Now since I just want to greet, I'll just pass in x here, column. I can say, okay, this what do I want to do? I'll pass my x here also. Are you getting now? Now I'm having 1. All right, I'll pass my x there also. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to say print. What do you expect me to do? I'm going to say print what? Greet, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Print greet. Now since it's one argument, you can even see the VS Code is telling me what to do. Since it's one argument, I just have to pass in my string. Good morning EG. So when I save it and I run this, I'll get what? My result printed out. Good morning what? EG. Now, the rule concerning this lambda function is, if you pass in 2 arguments, your expression must be 2. If you pass in 1 argument, your expression must be what? The 1. Do we understand?
So can we
Yes.
pass more than 2? Can we pass more than 2?
You can pass 3, you can pass 10. But if you pass those kind of argument, make sure that your expression is indicating it. For example, I didn't pass y here. Let me purposely put error in this program. I didn't pass y here. I say comma what? Comma y. Is comma y an expression? S comma y. Would that be an expression? No.
No, because
That's
you only pass one
that's
argument.
so what if I say x comma y here? That's an argument, right?
Yeah,
That's an
but
argument.
the expression, yeah.
But the expression is what? Is one. Mainly this program, I'm going to get undefined error. It said missing one require positional argument y. So even if I come in here, I'm just putting error on this code so that you understand what we mean. Uh, Python. Let's say I type in Python here. Then I run this. I'm see I have good morning EG, but Python is not printed out. Do you know why? Because I only have what? One word arguments. One expression, sorry. I have only one expression. So what would I do? Now, remember when we were also talking about, we said the plus is also called what class? The plus is also called what? Can you remind me?
Nation.
Eh?
Concatenation.
Concatenation. Thank you. So if I run this now, let's see. Do I have it printed out? It's not hard to put space now. Just press this one here. I'll space that
Okay,
EJ, so I'll be fine like this.
okay, I see it.
All right.
I'm having a fear.
Is that
I'm having a fear.
okay?
This Python looks simple. I hope that when I learn some other programming language, it won't be giving me problem.
Like which programming language are you looking at?
Well, for now, when I'm through with this program, I'm planning that I will still register for front end and back end at New Horizon.
Okay.
And I've gone through the syllabus. I've seen some names there that I haven't seen before, even though the only name there I've seen before, JavaScript, React, JS, and which other ones like that. I think those are the only
PHP.
two I've had
There's
before.
for backend is
PHP, yes,
PHP, HTML, CSS.
yes. So
Okay,
for that front end,
what I see
for
in
that,
Python, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just the syntax. And then another thing is that you have a lot of mathematical operators and function here compared to
Yes.
what, like now, Java is
Yeah.
different. But
okay,
for Python, is at the end of the day, it's syntax.
It's
That is the
syntax.
difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
yeah,
This the syntax is
syntax of
straightforward.
Python is straightforward. For
Exactly.
Java,
exactly. That's my fear.
if one method is not there, your program may not just run.
I
It's just the
It
understand.
is
I
problem.
understand what you're
straightforward.
saying. I'm a full stack developer, Sha. I do. I'm even the full stack instructor in New Rising, but
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
not sure I'm going to be online for that. So it's the one in the office. That's what I take. So it is where
okay,
you are just. These are just. We are still in the basic. I think I've entered intermediate. All right. You've not really entered advanced. When we enter advanced, you said we'll say, man, this is not as cooking. Okay. But let's just enjoy the time, and please make research also. Make research.
okay,
All right, let's enter another part again, which is the conditional word statement. Conditional statement, still under control flow. So what you guys are going to do for me, create a file, call it conditional. We have been using it, but we just want to treat it formally now. Call it conditional.word.py. Now we'll talk
A file,
about
is it a file or
a file. Conditional.py. Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
All right. So by conditional statement, we have there are plenty of them. We have the if statement, the if else statement, the if elif statement. We have the switch statements. Okay, in Python. So let's first of all look at the if statement. I think EJ, this one's supposed to be walkover for you now. Tosin,
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
use it even in Excel every day. So
Yes.
Should I treat it or I should just keep it?
no, treat it
Yes,
as
treat
you
it,
you pay
treat
for
it.
it.
He said he pay for it. Igbo man.
Okay.
So let's look at if statement. If statements.
Uh,
So now,
uh,
the syntax for if statements is if, all right, expression. I'll first of all be giving you their syntax so that when I start applying them, you understand what I mean. If expression statements or statements. If expression statement or statement. Do you understand? This is the
yeah.
syntax. If expression, your statement can be your prints, whatever you want to execute, you pass them here. That's what this guy is talking about. Now, the if statement executes a group of statements if the given expression is what? Is true. If the expression is what? Is true. That's when the execution will work. Otherwise, nothing will be what? Executed. So let's comment that out and give a real life example. Let's say I have a variable here. I have a variable x is equals to 10. Then I have a variable y is equals to, let's say, 5. Then I pass it something and I said if um, x is greater than y. Remember we said if you are calling this if statement, which is a method, you must put your what? Your colon. Print uh, yes, s is what? Is greater than what? It's greater than y. Now this program is going to work. All right, why is this program working? Because yes, from your declaration, all right, those things are real, they are true. And from your expression also, your expression says that x is greater than what? Y. So it's true. So what if now you now say if x is less than what? If x is less than what? Y. And you run it. Do you notice that nothing is executed there?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right,
Exactly.
because the expression is what? Is false. All right. Now what if you are writing a program and this one, now you gave this one to a layman, they'll tell you, this thing is not working. No. All right, it's not working. What's going on? How are you going to return something for them to see that, oh, it is what they entered that was less than? That's why the thing did not
Yeah.
work. Okay, that's why we have if what else. All right, so the else statement return a result if the if expression what is a false. Are you getting it? So the
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
syntax for the uh, if else is, remember we said if. So let me just pass the syntax here. If expression statements or statements, okay, else, all right, column your what? Your statements. So this is syntax for this guy. This is syntax that this one follows. So now let me now write that program again. If I have something like this and I want to return something, I'll just say else print x is not less than what? Than y. X is not less than y. The first one we not execute. Why the other one we what? We execute. This one we not execute. Hope you know why. Why this one is going to be executed? Why? Because the condition now is what? Is a false what? Is a false condition. Sorry, let me quickly see what's going on there. So that's all about the if else. Now what if I want to pass in another expression? I want to pass in another expression inside my argument. That would take us to the else, the if elif statement, which we call the you want to get a multiple condition. For example, now I have other condition I want to check here. So I'm going to say Python call it elif. I'll get my condition x is equals to what, y. So print x is not what equal to what, to y. So this one will not be executed, right? Then let's say I want to pass another condition again. Elif
Please, so
X.
elif, is it the same as if and if? Hello, sir.
else if, that's the meaning.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, else if.
Else if, that's what they call elif. So elif s is not equal to what, y. Yes, print yes, x is not equal to what, to y. Now let me ask you guys a question. Which one will be executed from that control flow?
Many x is not equal to y will be executed, which elif s is not equal to y is not equal to s is not equal to y will be executed. Then elif s equals to y is not. There are two things will be executed now.
No, it's only one that will be executed. What this kind of a statement is, you know, is coming from up to down. Whenever I get to the correct one, it will stop there. The other one will not, the down one will not be executed. So this condition now is true. This line 17, because from what we have here, yes, s is not equal to what? It's not equal to y. So this one will be executed. So it will halt itself here. Why this one will just, it will not be executed. So you can see it said yes, s is not equal to what? To y. So it checked this one is false. It checked this one again, this one is false, but this one is true.
What about line 14?
Huh?
What about line 14? Line 14.
Line 14 is false. Line 14 is false now. X is not less than y because x is 10, y is 5, s is greater than y. Line 15 is false.
Sorry. I was thinking we are still using the greater. I was thinking we are still using greater.
No, that one is up there. So if I have come here and say greater, you see that this line 14 that will be what? That will be executed. So it's line 14 that is
so when line 14 is executed, line 17 will not be executed.
It will not be, because the result, he has already gotten the control flow. It has already getting the true word condition, so it will execute. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Maybe it is network in this area.
It's my network. Somebody is trying to reach me. I forgot to fix the person's website since. So can we continue now?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's now look at this if condition when you are dealing with a logical operator. Remember, we say logical operator are and, or, and what, and not. So let's check it and see what we are going to have. Please, I'm still going to be using my variable I declared up there. If I pass in if s equals to what, 10, and y equals to 5, print I can say print hello James. So now please let's remove I from this one. We are looking at it in an operator. Line 21.
What is it? You say logical operator? Or
yes, what? If statement in logical operator. So if statement in logical operator. Now look at what we are having. Will this hello James will be executed? Hello? Hello?
we can hear you.
Yes, will this hello James be executed?
If x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5. But nothing. What are you using to compare?
If s is equals to 10 and y is equals to 5, my variable is still here now. I'm still using the variable I declare up there.
Yeah, it's going to be executed.
This one is going to be executed because it's AND operator, and both conditions are what are true. Abi? Both conditions are what are true. So what I'm saying in essence is that you can use your if statement in when you are dealing with a logical operator. Okay, so you can pass in not here. Sorry, not. Oh, sorry. Will it be executed? Still executed, because hope you remember the condition for this or. If either or both are true, yeah. So that's what is going on there. So let's quickly move to another part of this if statement, which is called the nested if statement. Nested if statement. I think that's your control flow. We have nested control flow statement, and we have the nested if statement. A nested if statement is when you're having if statement inside another if statement. When you're having if statement inside another if statement, that's what we call a nested if statement. Just like you have a nested dictionary. Okay, so now let's look at, I declare a variable x. I say s equals to what, 15. All right, I pass in my condition if x is greater than what, than 5. What do I want to do? Print x is more than what, 5. X is more than what? X is more than 5. So remember we said if statement still inside this place. If another condition x is less than 5, I'll pass in print x is not less than what, 5. I can pass in another condition again. If x is not equal to 5, print x is not equal to 5. So now you can see I have two if statements inside one if statement. You can pass in multiple conditions like that, but one thing you need to take note of, be very very careful with what, with indentation. All right, be very very careful with what, with indentation. If I've come in here now and I said okay, I pass in this statement, I said print I love Python language. I have something like this here. Okay, now you will agree with me that line 32 will be executed. Okay, line x is not less than 5, line 30 will not be executed. X is greater than, okay, x is greater than 5, line 28 will be what, executed. But I now added a jara to it. I said print I love Python. So this one will always be what? Hello.
Printing.
This one will always be executed because this one is not inside the if condition though. It's not inside, it's just on its own. So that's what. So I love x is more than 5. So you notice that the first one which followed the condition was executed. You now know that in this case now you have to check your conditions for all what you are trying to carry out. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's look at we'll look at the if else statement. So let's look at the loop statement now. It was this loop statement that EJ used, and the thing was looping forever. There's one statement that is also inside the control flow, which is called the while loop. All right, the while loop in Python is even in most all programming language. If you do not handle your while loop very well, you end up in having what we call endless loop. And you know, if you are building a virus application, okay, you are building a virus application, most of those applications make use of that for loop, that while loop, which is the endless loop. So we are going to get there so that you see how to handle it. But let's just for the for loop, I've actually explained the for loop when I was talking about container, when I was talking about the various container, tuples, dictionaries, set, and lists. That I said the syntax is for in variable, abi, for in variable, then your words, for your variable name, then your words, your container. So I will just quickly give an example so that will make us remember. If I have, it's not only list, all those things that you can loop. You can loop string. For example, I said you can loop string. Okay, I said, for example, I said a country. I said country. Then inside this string I typed something like Nigeria here. Alright, so I want to loop what that I want to have it one after the other. I will have NIG like that in what, in a vertical order. So I will say for N in what, in Nigeria, for N in, is it Nigeria and I'll be in country, sorry, for any word in country, print what,
country,
print N. So by the time I run this program, you will see that it will loop the string. Okay, so you can loop string, not only container. And I gave you guys the syntax. I said the syntax is for variable name, abi, variable name in what, in whatever, abi, in container. So it can be anything. So a container in string, because you can also have it in string, Then you print out your words, your variable. You print your words, you print your variable name. So this is syntax for that. All right. So let's not waste time on this one. Let's just look at the main one, which is the while loop, because that one is more crucial here. The way you have your for loop, we also have the nested for loop. Do I need to give example of that? Do I need to give example of a nested for loop? Let me give an example of that. I hope you guys are still with me.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let's assume that I declare, let's say I declare a list of animal. I declare a list of animals. I have something like this here. So I have inside is my animal list. I have something like a lion. I have something like a tiger. Then I have something like rabbits. Then look at it. I want to loop this my Nigeria. This Nigeria that I have here. Alright. I want to loop it with what? With this. So you can have a loop, a for loop inside another word. For loop. So this is how to do that. If I say for variable name in words, in country, that's the string. I have that here. Alright. For a in words, in animals, I have that here. Alright. Then I can now say, okay, print, look at it. I can say print out what? N. Print out N. I can have my space here. If I want to pass space here now, I'll put concatenate, right? Quote. I'll put concatenate again. I'll have my words, my A. So what will this one do is this. You know, we say loop, we go round. Alright, it will go round and what? Attach them. So it will go round based on the number of words of Nigeria. Alright, so let's see what we are going to have. Look at it. I have the first round I went, N, he pick what? Lion. N again, he pick what? Rabbit. N again, he pick what? Sorry, tiger, rabbit. Then he move to the next guy, which is what? High in Nigeria. Alright, he pick what? Lion. So it will move to I until he finish this particular word, Nigeria. Alright, now we normally use this if you are comparing two containers together. Alright, if you are comparing two containers together and you want to get a particular result when you get a particular session, alright, you can use that one to get it. For example, now if I pass a condition here and I said when A, if I say if, you know, you can pass if statement inside your first statement. If A is equals to what? If A is equals to what? N. Alright?
N.
If A is equals to N, do whatever I want to carry out. Do you understand? So we use this type of for loop to loop through different containers. Then we compare the values. If it's able to get to this place, do this for us. Otherwise, do the wrong thing. Do the other one for us. So you notice that I'm having a big fat error here because of it's looking for something to be printed here. Okay, and this is not, it's not following indentation. So I have to add what? I have to indent it. Please, though, you have to take caution with indentation when you are dealing with Python. You can have a full application that you build, and if it's not properly indented, you just be getting error every time you run it. Not that your code is not correct, but because you did not indent it very well. So that's one thing that Python frown against. So let's quickly, please, any question concerning this? Any question concerning this?
So please, so you say for this nested for, you say for N in country, for A in animal.
Yes.
If A is equals to N, so
Yes.
then what are we trying to achieve? Because I'm seeing screw to the answer, you see some tiger, you see uh, tiger, you see the value of whether N in tiger
All right.
for the results.
All right. What happened here is this. I just passed this one here, and I said this statement is used to compare two containers. Okay. Let's say you have two containers of like that program that you wrote that you talk about months that are
Yeah,
30, months that are what,
yeah,
that are 31. All right.
yeah.
So what is there is that you can compare if mistakenly there is a month that are 31 inside month that is 30. So if you have a loop inside a loop, you can see that it's marrying them together. If I run this thing
I'm
now,
with you, sir.
if I run this now, you can see that it's marrying what is in Nigeria, which is your country, right? Which is the country that we declare. He married it to our container, which is lion, which is what? Animal, sorry, we have lion, tiger, and rabbit. So you get to N lion, N tiger, N what? Rabbit, right? He compared this to this. He moved to this one again.
Oh,
I lion, I tiger,
I
I what? Rabbit.
rabbit.
G lion,
Okay,
G tiger, G rabbit. What I'm saying is
but
this.
there was
What I'm saying is this. If you want to hurt when you get a particular place and you want to hurt it, you want to get a result, and you can easily check if this one is equal to this one, print out this one. So that's why I now brought this one here, this if here. I said if A, let's assume that I have something like lion here. Can I pass in the lion here? Let's say I turn this one to a container. Abi? I turn this one to a container.
yeah.
What's wrong with me now? I turn this one to a list container. Alright. Then I have lion here. So what I'm saying in essence is that I can say, okay, if n is equals to a, print, look at it too. If n is equals to a, print lion cannot be compared. You agreed? So what do you observe? If n is equals to a, print lion cannot be compared. What do you think? What do you think is happening? Let's talk. What do you think is happening there? Hello?
And we are hearing you.
What do you think is happening there? Before that, let me print out your. Should I? No, no, no. Let me not print out your loop. So, what do we think is going on there? Is it that the result is not coming out?
No, the result is correct. Yeah, it met the condition. That's the reason why I print out
That's why it's telling you your
lion
lion cannot be
compared.
compared because it compare
Yes.
lion to lion. So you just bring it out.
Yeah.
Now, what if this lion now? This lion now is not here. This lion is here. I
So
say
he
this.
is comparing with index. He's looking with the index.
I just want to ask you a question. What if this lion is at the last? Does it mean that Nigeria is not compared to lion? That's the question I'm asking. Because the way the loop is going to work, Nigeria to lion, Nigeria to tiger, Nigeria to what? Rabbits. Abi? Lion
Yeah.
to lion, lion to tiger, lion to what? To rabbits. That's it now, on a normal sense, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my question now is it that Nigeria to lion is not compared?
It's compared because your four
Because
loop itself and is in country.
yes, it's compared, but because you see that condition I pass in line 42. You see that condition I pass
Yeah.
in line 42. That means I said that if A and N is the same thing, hot the word the loop, printer lion cannot be compared. Do you understand now?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying in essence is this: the nested loop can be used to compare two container and execute a particular what result. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's
So,
quickly.
but I want.
All right, ask your question.
So, he said A is equals to N.
Mm.
Is it that when you compare Nigeria to Lion, because A is inside Nigeria, N is in Nigeria, and Lion is N is there. So when you compare, is it comparing with the individual letter or the string itself?
The is comparing with the, you can call it string, you can call it individual elements, because Nigeria inside
Like,
that country there is a string. It's also an element inside this list. So it's comparing Nigeria to lion, Nigeria to tiger, Nigeria to rabbit, because the first one will be compared to the second one. Lion to lion,
okay,
lion to tiger,
okay,
lion to what? To rabbit.
okay. Now, can you change that Lion to cat to?
So if I turn this lion to cat, it will not be executed because the comparison is not.
So what it means is that when he did the Nigeria the first time, when he compared with Nigeria, it did not work. But when he compared with Lion,
Mm-hmm.
it worked because Lion is there, so it will now execute.
Yes, it's the
Okay,
same thing. The condition is correct. Line 42 is the same thing.
okay, I see.
Cat is not. But if I come here and said you should be understanding control flow, if I say not equal to, what do you think I will have? If I do say not
It will
equal to,
print.
it will print out lion cannot be what? Compared. Lion cannot be what? Compared. Do you get it?
Yeah.
All right, let's move to why say because time is fast spent. I'm still going to use this variable here. Mantis did not join today class.
Martin is not join. I thought he was trying to join.
All right, now we want to look at the while statement. The while loop, these are loop statements. The while loop executes group of statements as long as the given expression is what is true. The while loop executes group of statements as long as the given expression is what is true. All right. So let's see the syntax. While what loop? So this is the syntax. Why? You have your expression column, then you have your words problem, you have your what indents of what statements. So I have why, my expression, statements. This is the syntax of while loop.
You see why look or loop?
Sorry, my spelling, while loop. So this is syntax of why loop. Why expression statement. Y expression what statement. So let's see an example. I have a variable that I declared. Let's say I declared x. I say x is equals to which value am I going to use now? Let's say x is equals to 5. That's my variable. Then y. Remember, I will say y expression will have to come here. I'll copy my x. Y x is what? Is y x is less than 10. Okay. Then we said was statement print x. Now if I said print x, what do you think I'm going to have? I'm going to be having what they called endless what loop. Do you see?
Oh,
This is,
because you didn't put any break. Okay.
this is
So long it is like that, just be doing it.
to just continue. Okay, like I was telling you guys that this is what we use to create virus on systems. If I show you my system now, let's show you my task manager so that you see that something is running. This application is running and it's running forever. Let's see my VS Code. Check my VS Code. My VS Code is busy. Okay, my VS Code is busy. All right, now let's assume that this is an heavy program that I wrote, and this thing now increase to a certain size that my memory cannot carry. What do you think will happen? It will shut down my system, or my system will freeze out. All right, now you have to always avoid endless loop when you are using your word. You are using your while statement in your program. So how do I halt this now? I'll just increment it because because I did not increment it. That's why it was just giving me that kind of. I can just say x, all right, plus abi equal to a certain value plus equals to 1. By the time I save this and I run this now, save and run. What's going on? This is division though. This is a plus symbol.
It's plus, you said though.
You agree? Yeah. So what do you now notice you have? I have 5, 6, 7, 8, and what? And 9. Do you know why 10 is not inclusive? Because it's less than what?
It's less than 10.
So if it's less than or equal to now, 10 will be what? Inclusive. Now I want to write a program that will print out hello world to a certain number of times so that you now appreciate the advantage of loop in a statement. Let's say I have I wrote this program. Let's say I have something like this. Please note that the while statement is a built-in method. The first statement is a built-in method. Alright, is a built-in conditional statement. Is a looping method because it's reserved. Then while statement is also what? Reserved. You can see that the VS Code is giving it another word color. So these are reserved word. Now let's say for example now, still making use of this example, my variable is what? My variable is declared as x and is initialized to be what? To be what? To be 5, right? Then I can say for example I said yx is less than or equal to 10. So I'll have this thing printed out 5 times. While s is less than or equal to 10, print I love to code with what? Python. So what do you think I'm going to have? If I did not increment this particular loop, I will have what? Endless loop. So what I need to do here is going to be x
X
plus equals to what? I can say 1, so that it will increment by what? By 1. Then I run it. Let me comment this Oga out. So I love to code with Python. I love to code with Python. So instead of you to be writing this thing multiple times in your code, you can just use your loop statement to what? To execute it out, and they will get their results printed out the way they want to print it out exactly. So that's what the while statement is. What the while statement is doing. Now inside the while statement, you can use your else statement. What's else statement? Else statement, like we said in if statement, else statement return the what? Result when the what? When the expression is what? Is false, right? When the expression is false, the else statement will be what? Will be executed. What I'm saying in essence is that you can use the else statement when you are also dealing with what? With your loop statement. So let's see how I can apply else statement inside a for statement, inside a while statement. I have a program. I said why, see the way this program, or let me just edit this guy. While s is less than or equal to 10, print out what? Hello world. I pass in my words, my increment. Now else, okay, else I'm going to print out end of execution. End of what? Execution. Let's see what's going to happen. What I'm going to have here now is this: when this thing get printed out multiple times, at the end of it all, I'll get my end of execution printed out along with it. So you can see I love Python program. Let me close this. I love Python. I love to code with Python. Printed out multiple times. At the end of it all, it tell me the end of the execution, that is the end. If I don't have this guy here, if peradventure I commented this guy here, is it that the else statement will be executed? The else statement will not be executed, okay? Because I'm having what? An endless word. The program didn't actually get to what? Line 50 what? 54. Is that okay? Is that okay? So please, let's just quickly finish this control flow today, so that we'll know something else. We'll do something else. Now, inside, in the control flow, there's something called, I'll just bring them, I'll explain them together. There's something called the break and continue statement. I don't know if we have seen that in other programming language. The break and continue statement. So what the break statement does is that the break statement break out of a particular word loop. Like the first one, when I pass in a nested if statement there, alright? If I want to use a break statement, what the break statement will do is that it will break out, alright, and stop execution. So let me give an example so that we'll understand this better. Break and continue statement. So I'll also do the last guy, which is the pass statement, and pass, so that when we start application development and I bring in this into my code, you won't ask me question why is it there. Alright, that's one of the essence of procedural programming. so that you guys should know when this thing is used and what when this thing is not going to be used. Now let's assume that I declare I declare a list of what pets. Is Tosin still in this class? I declare a list of
No.
pets. Ah. So my pet is I have dogs. What's it saying? Is it the one that is chatting on WhatsApp? I have dog.
Let me check.
I have cats. I have cats. I have what? Rabbits.
It says waiting. No, it says waiting to be let in. No, we don't normally. I've already programmed that nobody
Is the one
let anybody in. Yeah.
Please check for him. Oh.
No, nothing is. Nobody's in the lobby. I've already removed that condition, so you can sign. You can go in with that.
Send him to log out to check again now.
No, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be automatic. There's no more a lobby.
Is he in now? You're the only one here.
No. Yeah.
Please, let me just continue because I need to finish this thing today. He will watch the video. So I have pets, a list of pets. Okay, I have dog, I have cat, and I have what? Rabbits. All right. We want to look at the break, continue, and password statements. What are they doing? Now you know that if I come in and said for P in pets, Abby, I believe you know I'm looping through it, right? For P in pets, and I say print P, everything will come out. True or false? Everything in this list will come out. You go to see dog, cat, I go to see what? Rabbits. Abby? You see dog, cat, rabbit printed out. Now what I'm saying now is that the break statement is to set a condition. If I, for example, now I want when this thing get to cat, rabbit should not be what printed out. I'll just say if, all right, if P equals to cat, if P is equals to cat, I'm just going to pass in here break. Do you get it? That's the break. I think the switch, there's a switch statement that make use of break always. So if I run this, you will not see dog and cat. Rabbit will not be printed out. I don't know if you are getting it. So what I'm saying is
that because when it gets to cat, it stops.
To get cat, it break out of the word loop and stop. But for the continue statement, if I come here and pass in continue, I pass it continue, it will loop to the word. Despite the condition, it will loop to word to rabbits. Right? That is what that one does. Yeah. Now, how do you bring in this condition? Is it there now? All right, it's there now.
Yeah, maybe it's not.
So how do you bring this type of a logic in something like a while statement? It will be very interesting if you check it in while statement. Loops for statement is very easy, but what if it's in a while statement? I'm going to give you a little. It's something that you just walk quickly and run it. But my time is fast spent. I will not want to give it out because I want to achieve something today. But you can think about it. I want you to write a program. Can you hear me? I want you to write a program to loop through to loop through your name. Tosin, to loop through your name, Oluwatosin, you have N in your name. EJ,
Yes,
you
sir.
have L in your
Okay.
name. Manuel, L is even the last. You have U in
Yeah.
your name. Okay. So what you are going to do for me, when it get to a certain, when the program gets to that particular letter, like you that is U, let it loop out. So I'm going to get letter from E, M, M, A, N, Abi, U. So it will
Yeah.
stop there. Therefore,
Yeah.
Tosin, I want you to do something like that for me. It's not difficult. Just think towards it. Now let's look at the beauty of uh, this break and continue in something like a while statement. Let's say, for example, let me make use of this variable because I still have access to this guy here. I said x is equal to what, 5. If I say y, I pass in my expression, right? Y x is less than what, 10. Y s is less than what, 10. Do the following logic for me. I can just say x, I'll just bring my increment here, plus 1, right? This is my what? This is my
Yeah.
increment. Okay. Now what are the possible value that I'm going to get between if it's moving from 5? You know that it's going to start from 5 to 10. I hope you know. So I'm going to get
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because it's less than, I'm not going to get 10, Abi.
Uh,
So I want this thing
yeah.
to hot at a particular number. When it get to 8, let me get to 8, don't show me 9. No. When you get to 7, don't show me 8 and what, 9. How do
Right.
I do that? How do I what? Do that? I can just pass in my condition. If x is equal to what? Is 7. If x is equal to 7,
7.
break.
Great.
If x is equal to 7, break. So immediately this guy is run. Something is still running. Is it this one that is running now? If x is equal to 7, I did not print out x, Abi.
Yeah.
You are great, yes, you are. So I'm getting 6. It's not giving me
6.
the loop. Let me take it up.
Yeah. 5.
So what's going on?
Because you are looping. You've already given a country. Your incremental is up there. If x is equal to 7, then don't you think your
It will
printout statement will be before
only
the
print out when x is 7.
When x is what?
It will not print when x is 6.
Okay.
7?
Let me take it up.
No, it should be x is less than or equal to 7.
No, wait first
Then
now.
anything.
No, that's not what I want to achieve.
No, no, when x is equal to 7, that is the condition to break the loop.
Yes.
But the question is the sequence.
Yeah.
Let me see what I will have like this.
Yeah, okay. To correct now.
For 5, 6 years,
Yes.
yes.
6.
Because that's
When you get to
fault.
7,
Yes, yes. So uh omitted these two guys there. So please, so you can have a continuous statement here. I can pass in a continuous statement here that will continue the what, the execution. This one will not follow any condition, you just print out everything out. So that's what we said. I thought maybe you have to go through the video later. The break and continue statement.
can we break? Is it possible to break and continue?
To break and continue.
Then break and pass a value, then continue
When you when
again. The
you
loop
break,
is possible.
yeah, it's possible. When you break, you can pass another, let's say, a loop, an array, then you continue. The break statement does not mean that your program will stop, will not work. If you have another thing to execute, the compiler will execute it. But we just know that the compiler is working from one stage to another. It's line by line, so it's not going to cause anything. So you can have a break statement and continue statement and a break statement in one particular word program. Is that okay? So lastly, the pass statement.
Yes, sir.
The pass statement. Because we'll still be talking about you'll still be talking about things like function. And sometimes in a function we may want to write a code, or we may not want to write a code. Now let me declare a function so that we let you know what's going to happen, so that we see it in my program. If I say def, all right, add, I declare a function though. All right, I declare this function. I did not do anything, okay, and I come here and I said uh, print print I love to write code. What do you observe? What do you observe? You observe that my print statement is not wrong, but it's telling me that is red. Hello?
Yeah.
It's
Hello,
telling me
sir.
that it's red. The reason is because you can't define empty function. You can't define empty function. You do not pass anything inside your function, and you are passing a print statement after it. It will not work. So the best thing to solve this type is this. You may be writing a program and you are very fast. You want to just declare that function first, and you come back and look into it. All right, and write other program. So what you do in that case, for your program to work, you pass a word. You pass your password statement. So what a pass statement does is that the pass statement is used as a placeholder when a statement is statically what required. Hello? When you required a statement inside a function, when the function requires a statement and you do not type in that statement, you don't want to type the statement yet, it is advisable to pass in your words, your pass statement. Then you continue. So if I run this program now, I won't get a big fat error. I will get my program running. Love to write what? Code. So it is also applicable for those your looping statement. If I say, for instance, look at it too. If I say if 5 is equal to 5, all right, if 5 is equal to 5, okay, I stop there. I now come in here, I'm typing what else. Don't you think I'm causing problem? Because after if statements, after if, from the syntax that we have, after if we said it's going to be expression, then statement, but you're not passing any statement, and you're bringing else. So it's telling you that everything you are writing is what is not what recognized. So for you to scale through that, you have to pass your words, your pass statement. That is just like a what? A label. Do you
So
understand?
it means that if you have your code has error, you can use a pass to bypass
To bypass.
the error.
Yes, to bypass.
Hmm.
To bypass. We'll still look at other way of bypassing error in Python using your try and except. So we have try and except syntax in Python also. We have try and cast syntax error syntax in Python also. So I would like to end it here today. By the grace of God, we are done with the control flow. So I would like you to go online, get exercise yourself, and please do exercise. Do exercise as you walk along. This class is a remote class. You always have access to internet to do whatever you want to do on your own. But me, I won't give an assignment. I won't give an assignment today. Hmm? We'll get to see ourselves next class. So by next class, we'll be looking at uh, we are going to be entering into the advanced aspect of Python. All right. So we'll be looking at Python classes and objects. We'll be looking at the concept of inheritance. We'll also be looking at a concept of encapsulation, polymorphism, variable scope, formatting a string. So we also look at the try and except, Python iterator, and uh, abstract, Python abstract. So please, this area is advanced. This area is advanced. You will agree with me that those of you that are into programming already, that object oriented in programming language is what really gives somebody headache. That you don't know when to convert a class, you don't know when to use an object, and all of these things. So we are going to start that next class. Are we good? So I'm going to drop
Yes,
all
Yes,
these
sir.
sir.
five. I'm dropping all these five for you on your WhatsApp so that if you want to go through them later, you can go through it. So let's have a nice day.
Thanks.
Oh, EJ, thank you for the other deal. I really appreciate. Thanks a lot.
Well done.
Hmm? You are the
Yeah.
one that is saving us in this class. Thank you very much.
Well done, sir.
Thank you, Iji.
All
Yeah.
right, let's have a nice day.
So, before
Hmm.
you leave, sir, I think we are trying to discuss concerning the web app. Tosin,
Yes, yes.
you said
That's
Horizon doesn't cover the web app, but like me, I'm interested.
Uh,
and I'm
So,
also interested.
if you want to get the web app, you have to talk to the counselor in charge of this place, the web aspect. But the procedural Python will be able to develop a desktop app with Python. So
okay, so that means when we talk to her, then they will not talk to you. That's what you mean.
uh, office will we advise you if either you want to use Python using Django, or they will now ask you to go and do front end first before you now move to your back end.
That's front end for web development.
Yes, for web development, because if you want to do web app, you must have knowledge of front end. Even your Django and Flask, you still need knowledge of HTML, CSS to write the front end before you now be using uh, Django as
I
the back end.
have done CSS before,
Okay.
HTML.
I've also done
Yeah.
HTML CSS before.
You guys should talk to them.
Uh,
Probably they will just admit you guys into backend straight up. But before you go for backend straight up, we still need to know uh, the application, what you have built on your front end, so that we know how how strong you are when it comes to all those concepts.
wow. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, sir. Thank you.